Now it's time for the all-time popular lemon desserts, lemon meringue pie. So we're bringing the lemon curd concept home to North America. So I start with a cup plus 2 tablespoons of cake and pastry flour. I'm going to make my pie dough in a mixer. You can use a pastry cutter and mix this by hand. I'll add a tablespoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. I've got half a cup of unsalted butter cut into pieces, and then I kept it in the fridge to make sure it stays cold. And there we go. I'll combine 3 tablespoons of cold water and a teaspoon and a half of lemon juice. I'll add this all at once and then mix the dough just until it comes together. There we go. The dough has just come together. So now I need to chill the dough. I'll wrap it in plastic and just pop it in the fridge. It takes about 2 hours for it to set. I have a recipe of the dough that's already chilled, so it's ready to roll. The rolling technique stays the same. Small, gentle motions, rotating the dough. I've got a 9-inch glass pie plate. It's ungreased, but I do sprinkle the bottom of it with flour. That way I know the shell won't stick. Make sure I press it right into the edges here. If you have large pieces of dough hanging over, you just simply tuck them under. Now, using my thumb and forefinger, what you want to do is create a beautiful fluting to the edge, so it won't shrink as it bakes. And because the dough is soft, I have to let it chill down about 30 minutes before it's ready to bake. I have a pie shell already chilled, and now it is ready to bake. Because the only further baking in a lemon meringue pie is to brown and cook the meringue, I need to bake the pie shell fully. So to do so is a technique called blind baking, and that means I'm actually going to hide the crust so you can't see it as it bakes. So I hide the pie shell under a layer of tin foil. So the tin foil actually protects the edges of the pie crust as it's baking. And to replace the weight of the filling, since that gets assembled afterwards, is actually dried beans or rice. You can reuse the beans for baking, just not for cooking afterwards. Now put in about 2 cups. Now this is ready for the oven, 400 degrees, and I bake the pie shell for 20 minutes. After the 20-minute mark, I lift off the tin foil and then continue to bake the pie shell for another 8 to 10 minutes until the bottom surface of the pie crust is dull and evenly cooked. I'll set this aside to cool completely. You don't want to fill your tart with a warm pastry. You have to make sure it's cool to room temperature. And I'll turn the oven down to 325. That's the temperature I need for the meringue. So now I'm ready to make the filling. I do start with a fair bit of sugar, a full cup. And before I add anything else, I'll whisk the cornstarch and sugar together. I'll add a cup of water, and I'll whisk this in. I want to bring this up to a full simmer while whisking. Now, you want to be ready at this point. So I have 6 egg yolks here, and I'm going to measure in half a cup of fresh lemon juice. I find by adding lemon zest, it's actually too intense, so I leave lemon zest out altogether. So right now, the mixture is thick, but it looks nothing like lemon meringue pie. The magic is all in the egg yolk and lemon juice mixture. So give that a quick whisk, and then add this back to the heat. Because I've already fully cooked the cornstarch, all I need to do is cook the egg yolks through. So I just want to heat the mixture up until it just begins to bubble. There we go. To halt the cooking, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and just stir that in. Now this is ready to pour into the cooled pie shell. And see, it is fluid, but it's supposed to be that texture right now. And to keep it hot, I'll cover it with plastic wrap. So now I am ready to make the meringue. I have 4 egg whites, and I'll add to that a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. I'll add 1/3 cup of sugar, but also 3 tablespoons of sifted icing sugar. This is, of course, finely ground sugar, but it also has a hint of cornstarch in there, which will help keep the moisture within your meringue and not weep out to the outside of your meringue. And there we go, a nice medium peak. It's got a little curl to it when I lift the beaters, so it's ready to put on top of the pie. First, I carefully dollop half of the meringue on top of the pie. It takes a very gentle touch. Another critically important point is to make sure you spread it right to the edges of the pie shell. What this does is prevents the meringue from shrinking as it bakes in the oven, because now it has something to cling on to. Now, towards the center of the pie, I dollop the remaining meringue. And then the final step, take your palette knife and just lift it quickly to create those little peaks and dollops that are so familiar in a lemon meringue pie. And now the final step is to bake the meringue. I reduce the oven temperature down to 325, and it takes 20 minutes to evenly brown the meringue and cook it all the way through. Ah, here it is. But I have one that's had time to chill down. And here we go. What an accomplishment. When you present this at the table, everybody comes running, because really, who doesn't love a slice of lemon meringue pie? There we go. And isn't that impressive? An impeccable lemon meringue pie.